Mental strength as you go through life, and I think everybody realizes this pretty much. You realize that the universe kind of frowns on, mental weakness, indecision, lack of commitment, lack of discipline, whatever you want to call it. I mean, they're probably all facets of similar phenomenon. And it's not totally a world of survival of the fittest, but there is a competitive element to life. It's not a zero-sum game because one person can be successful. Everybody can be successful. There's enough prosperity in the world, and there's not a certain there's not a certain amount of prosperity. It's like we're creating new prosperity. Like when the steam engine and the printing press and the internet came along, those were new. I'm not sure if it's the right word, but force multipliers, whatever you want to call it. Those were new inventions that made things more prosperous, kind of like created something out of nothing. I mean, like with the internet, you could communicate with people all over the world. So the key is to there's a few different keys, and for everyone it's different, but I'll say what I believe. One is that, to get a strong mindset, and I think there's different elements of it to be really convinced of what you want to do. One is to kind of become clear and spend maybe time by yourself, meditate, or just do a vision board or do a journal or whatever you want to do, to really clarify what your vision is, what's important to you. Another way to, another way to do that is, to read a lot and to think and to question and talk to people. And, for some people it's to go to therapy, whatever it is, because the clearer that you are in your own life and the more self-aware, the more driven in a positive way you'll be. See, obstacles come up for everybody. Like Simon Sinek calls it know your why. Like everybody comes up with obstacles in life, and if you don't know what your why is, then it's like you just feel defeated and flabbergasted. Like you can bear an incredible amount of disappointment, even heartbreak, if you have a clear sense of purpose and vision. That's why, like Elie Wiesel in the he survived the concentration camps because he had, it didn't break him. He had, even though he lost, more than anyone can almost fathom, because he had a strong sense of why, a strong sense of purpose. And I think that it's hard to say exactly how to get your purpose, but, for some people, for me, it's not totally, but it's largely, spiritual. Like I study spirituality, I intuit spirituality in my own life. I think about it. I, pray or meditate, whatever you want to call it, and I feel like a real sense of connection to life and being of service, servant leadership, and developing myself and being a good, steward for the skills that I was given. So, I mean, your purpose might be different. It might just be to be a good parent, to self-actualize. It might be, to be a good spouse, or it might be just to, might be to be the richest person in Babylon. I mean, whatever it is that motivates you. But, there's a saying also, this comes down to mental strength. And again, I don't think it's always competitive, because the greatest competition is with yourself. Like I think back to track. I was a really good track athlete in high school and also in college. And I always felt like my competitors were not my competitors. I felt like I couldn't run that fast unless I had someone that could run a little bit faster than me, to try to keep up with. And I think all of life is like that. Like the people that are a little bit better than you and whatever you want to be good at, those people are really your friends, because they're teaching you, what you still need to do to get to the next level. So don't think of people as competitors and trying to take things from you. Think about everybody that's brought into your life is made to make you better, because positive and negative emotions, negative emotions really drain you, they derail you, they make you want to give up, they make you, use your energy in ways that's not productive. But just, they say that success is just going with a good attitude from one defeat to another. I don't know if it's that extreme, but life has a lot of hardships. Like in Rocky, they say nothing's going to hit you as hard as life hits you, but it's not about how hard you get hit. It's about how many times you can get knocked down and keep getting back up. I mean, that's really true. It's resilience, and that comes from your sense of why. It also comes from experience. Once you've been knocked down a few times, then you realize if I got knocked down, I've been knocked down before. I always got up, so this is how you do it. And there's another saying that was on the tip of my tongue, but it's escaping right now. So you get the general idea. It's just, develop a strong mindset, develop a clear sense of why, develop a purpose. Once you make it part of your identity, it gets stronger, because some people's identity, a lot of these things are not conscious, but some people's identity is, when the going gets rough, I quit. Or that, I want to live just for pleasure. And other people's identity is I'm willing to make sacrifices for the long term. So whatever you really believe at a deeper level, that kind of plays out in terms of how you deal with things.